pleasure for me to introduce Trish Stratus to our audience today. Looking amazing. You look awesome. Last time you were here, you were hosting for me because I was off having Eva.
Baby, yeah.
Now already 4 years old. I can't believe
I was like,
been a
how's the
while.
baby? Like, not a baby.
Not a baby.
No longer.
Oh
wow.
no, she tells me what to do.
Oh yeah.
She is not a baby. So you've been busy too, making your own baby. So I want to go right back though to the beginning of your career because you truly are this incredible story of a local girl who's done amazing.
Aww.
You started out with the WWE.
Yep.
Which probably could be a bit of an intimidating environment. I mean,
sure.
it's very male-dominated, right?
Male-dominated environment. You're the only woman there. I mean, you know, there's a handful of us basically. But luckily, I've kind of just been a tomboy. That really helped making that transition into that world, being a tomboy, being like part of the boys, and just it's like a family. Like we do this crazy 300 days of the year you're on the road sometimes. Like it's a ridiculous schedule, no off season.
Yeah.
But because of that, you end up being this family, and we're all going through it together. We're blood, sweat, and tears, literally all together.
Yeah.
And it was great. Like it was an amazing experience. I got to travel the world. I was really good, happy to hang up my boots finally, almost 7 years after I'd been doing it. It was a lot of injuries and things like that. But it's always like one door closes, another one opens, because I had this really bad injury that sort of slowed me down near the end. It was my herniated disc in my back. I discovered yoga that way, and that's how, and it's like this path, like, I went through my wrestling, I retired, and then yoga journey began, and then, that sort of grew organically now.
So your training when you were wrestling full time, very different from yoga?
Oh yeah.
What kind of training was it?
Well, it was a lot of, you're training for performance, right? So it's like you're doing a lot of plyometric training and you're doing a lot of circuit training and things like that. I mean, you're also doing things, you're on the road, so you're like, what can I do in this hotel room? What can I do in this hotel gym? So there's a lot of that as well. But the yoga for me, once I found it and then took that on the road, it was like, I was a whole different athlete. The performance, performance in me was different. The stress of the schedule was just like rolled off my back. I missed a flight, no problem. Kind of like everything was calmer. It's like, oh, I'm not on the show tonight. Oh, I messed up that sick. It's fine, we'll fix it. It's all good. Like it just, your disposition changes when yoga's in your life. And as a performer and an athlete, the recovery was better, so I was able to perform better, be more agile. And then I had this neat thing where like the last part of my journey on the road was like, I would find a yoga studio in the town I was in. Instead of being like, oh, I gotta be in this town and then this town. It was like, oh, I'm in this town. Find a yoga studio, and that would be my base. And then I would travel around, do the show, come back, do my yoga, and so I got a chance to do all these different disciplines, train all over, the States and in Europe. Hi, baby.
Hey, babes.
It makes me miss my baby.
That baby is so happy that you're doing yoga. He's thrilled for you.
Like,
well, let's talk
yoga.
about your baby.
My baby.
Sweet Max, and
Max.
a baby comes around, and this is a huge shift for you.
Yes.
Tell me how Max has changed your life.
Well, he makes things a little tougher to get. It's hard to get things done.
Yeah, just a little
hard
bit,
to get
right?
Things done. But I have to say though, there is a point where, like, I could say about, I think 3-4 months is when I'm ready to come out of this bubble now, And at that point, I'm like, I found that balance. I thought, I can bring my baby to this meeting. Are you guys cool with it? And they're like, yeah. So I brought the baby to the meeting, and so I found, like, as long as I was able to do what I do, it makes, go to work and do projects and be the things that inspire me, make me the best woman that I can be.
Yeah.
It makes me the best mother I can be for Max, right?
Absolutely.
So when I found that balance, it really is really a good thing.
Now you had to actually get back in a tip-top shape. A lot of us don't have the luxury of taking maternity leave.
Yeah.
4 months after you had Max, you were supposed to be in you did a magazine shoot, but then there was also a movie on the horizon. So
yeah.
That's daunting.
Pressure? Yeah.
That's pressure. What do you do to get back in shape after that?
You work really hard. You work really hard. And everyone's like, you look great. I'm like, I know, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. This didn't come easy. But it was, listen, I kept myself really in check for the whole pregnancy, which was key. Like, I found, when I was pregnant, it was like, I almost put myself on a program for pregnancy. I was like, okay, these are my things that I have to watch a nourishing diet for baby.
Yeah.
My workout's going to be, preparing my body for the birth day,
yes.
right? The marathon of labor, right?
Yeah.
The yoga exercising and keeping my body strong, that was what, so these little things were like kept in check. So that helped throughout that pregnancy. And then when I was done, I kind of like, all the fat, fluffy stuff melted away, and then it was all under there. It was like, it was all hidden under there, but a lot of work. And then, it's just about maintaining and keeping the diet in check and things like that, and that's a big thing too. Oh
God, keeping the diet in check.
Diet's key.
Yikes.
My body was like, okay, and then, it's just like the diet had to like really change, and you had to like, be really careful with your protein, things like that. And it was more about building muscle, which is why this yoga for me was like, I had to do the strength training into my yoga, or else you're missing a big element of trying to have that symmetrical body.
So we've got some yogis here,
and
they are practicing the
Stratosphere.
stratosphere. They're
That's what we-
Stratospherians.
yes, that's
I
what we-
love it.
Do you guys want to become Stratospherians?
Of course they do.
It's fun to be a
You want to be a
Stratospherian.
lean, mean yogi machine,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Not
they're doing
mean,
some
though.
moves right now,
Yep.
and I mean, it's got to be a little bit gentler on your body. However, on the other hand, they're doing some major strength training.
Yes, and it's a good balance. So what I tried to do, so the theory of Stratosphere Yoga is pairing a yoga pose with a strength training movement. So
Okay.
you're basically getting the best of both worlds. I'm a big multitasker, so for me, I was
Yeah.
like, yoga's amazing, and I'm staying limber and I'm de-stressed. But what about my biceps? What about my butt, right?
Yeah.
The butt's important. That's the
Yeah.
butt. So I thought, okay, well, I'm doing warrior. I can do some lunges and I can do some squats when I do chair pose. So I paired that. So that's what they're doing. This is of course, they're doing downward dog right now, which is very standard. But you know, you'll see, and it's just a lot of movement. You got to keep the muscles activated. That's what's key.
And you do the sequence every morning when you wake up, which is very
Yeah.
cool. Do you use the gloves as well?
I do.
They're
yeah.
wearing weighted gloves.
These are like, feel these, right? They're 1 pound.
Oh, these are good.
Yeah, they're 1 pound, which is like, oh, they're just 1 pound.
Yeah.
But they're they have the grip on the bottom, so you don't slide. I recommend these for when you're advanced, because the workout, get the workout first, focus on your practice first, and then when you're ready to start, you know, working the gun show, then you know about that.
Then you
She
can
knows
do
about the
it.
gun show.
I
Yeah.
know a thing or two.
You
I
know.
just this, the diet thing is hard.
It is hard.
So you got a DVD that's
Yeah.
showing all of these moves
Yes.
that have gotten you into shape.
in nice 10-minute segments. So
Oh,
if you
that's
only have 10
good.
minutes, 10 minutes, and they're broken
Yeah.
up by body parts. So you want 10 minutes that focuses on your arms, bam. 10 minutes focusing on the legs and glutes, bam. And your butt
Good.
will also be bam.
It just makes it so much easier, I think, for people that are at home, because a lot of people just
Yeah.
don't have the time to be getting
No.
out to the gym. So
No.
DVDs are huge.
Yeah.